Interview, 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 interview.
Interview.
Welcome to the Backpost Podcast, in partnership with
You three.
and powered by the 8-Bit Nation. And now, your hosts, Shade, Bacon, and the owner of the league, Pitch.
What's going on, RL fans? We are back. I am not Shade, but I'm Bacon, as usual. Sorry for the extended break. We had some moving pieces and some craziness going on. You guys know Pitch took a vacation and Shade's been working and stuff, and that's why you have me doing the intro now. Shade is currently asleep because he needed it, but it's just me and Pitch today. Pitch, how you doing?
Hello. I'm okay.
We're going to skip the question because it does not feel right to do so without Shade. We're already going to do the rest of it without him.
Yeah,
And
no, we
that's,
can't.
yeah, that's what he brought to the intro. Really beautiful idea to kind of open us up, and we can't do it without him. But I do hope he's getting the rest that he needs. Pitch is sick, so this whole episode is just scuffed. But he's got his drink. I got my Red Bull, and we're going to
A
nail it.
Red Bull. It's 9:30.
I am having to change my hours. I'm gonna be a
Oh,
night
that's right. You're
owl.
working nights. That's
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
it doesn't start for a bit, but the Red Bull
You gotta
doesn't
get
really
used to
keep
it.
me up. It's just kind of a habit at this point. I just like Red Bull.
No, I got you. But
Um,
yeah, Shade, we miss you.
we do, I do. Man, we tried to record this last night, and him and YJ fell asleep, and then tonight he was asleep and Pitch was in bed. I thought I was gonna have to solo it or bring Boomer in or something, even though he won't because he's a shitter. But
Damn.
here we are. So
We made it. I made it work. I've been laying down all day. It feels good to actually be sitting up, to be honest.
I am very sleepy. I woke up at 4:45 this morning to watch wrestling. So,
Mm, okay.
wild. But
I
yes.
was awake to start like the game that just went on tonight, but like I fell asleep after game one.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. So let's get into our review.
Welcome back to the week's review, where we dive deep into the latest news and highlights from the competitive world.
You three. We have quite a bit to go over. 'Cause it's been 2 weeks. So we have a little bit of week 4, we have all of week 5, and we have most of week
And it's just one
6.
just one game we don't have that's being played tomorrow.
So what game am I missing on here?
Uh, well, you only got 8 there?
I do. That I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm not cutting
Damn.
this out. Sometimes, guys, things happen. You miss things. We're all adults. Deal with it.
Well, so go ahead and I'll bring up the schedule and
Yeah,
figure it
you
out.
do that. Okay, so let's talk about what was left over from week 4 since the last time that we spoke to you people. Columbus took a 3-1 victory over Rutland, and Colorado shocked New York with a 3-2 victory. It took us right into week 5. I'm just going to keep talking until Pitch intervenes because he's fixing what I messed up. Week
I'm
5.
missing
Huh?
a brother ball, man.
Oh, those bastards.
All
Is that
right,
really
carry
what it
on.
finished? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Damn.
I know. I'll wait till we get to that. I got some words.
Yes. So, week 5, we had Honolulu taking down the Phoenix Scorchers and Doggo 3-2. Um, that is a kind of a beautiful series. It was very fun to watch.
It was awesome series, a battle of undefeateds, and they literally went one for one.
Yeah.
I think Honolulu took game one, and then they just went back to back to back. And obviously, if you can do the math, Honolulu came out with 3 wins in the end. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was a fun one.
And it started us on kind of a trend because half of our games last week went to game 5. Our second one, Columbus getting another win, 3-2 over Ottawa. This was another kind of an upset, yes?
Yeah, a lot of changes made to that Legends team, and it showed out. But unfortunately, from there, they made even more changes. So we'll have to
Yeah,
see.
we got plenty to talk about changes later.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
and let's see. So Monterey continued their win streak in Week 5 with a 3-1 victory over Jacksonville. I was kind of surprised it went 3-1, but
Yeah, that's a big win for the White Sharks. The Kraken proved early that I was calling probably like in week 2 that Jacksonville was the team to beat, but Monterey took them down.
absolutely. And another one that kind of surprised me. I know New York's good, but they 3-1 Palm Beach with Anomaly and Wolf. That one kind of shocked me. Palm Beach hasn't quite looked as strong as I want them to, but I know it's there.
Yeah, so look, I mean, I agree with you. New York does look strong, but I do know that Wolf is the second best player on that team, ratings wise, and even just saying it's a fact. He was in a different state playing on his laptop for this game. I'm not going to say anything, but I do tend to know that when he's on his laptop, it's not very good for Rocket League. So
Sure.
at least he was there making the effort, but still, kudos to New York.
Then we had another kind of interesting series. I think between two teams that are kind of slept on a little bit, Chicago and Fayetteville. Chicago took the win 3-2, but this was an entertaining series.
I'm not sure what happened here. I mean, Chicago, I thought was on the like definitely sinking their season fast, but this was a good win to pull themselves back up out of it.
Absolutely, much to my frustration because they beat my team, Atlantic City, and they have that tiebreaker over us. So
Oh yeah, that's
kind
a
of
big
need
one.
them to start shitting the bed again. This next one absolutely floored me. Colorado with the 3-0 sweep over Rutland.
Yeah, I don't even know where to begin with this. Besides the fact that I think because we've seen games with Killer B in and we've seen games with Killer B out, and usually the losses are with Killer B out. This was a sweep coming in with him in the game, and it's kind of proving that that's the difference maker for the Mavericks. That's a big sweep over Rutland.
Very much so. And I know this one was tough. We're going to talk about some transactions later, but the what should be I think the number 2 on Rutland, there was like a fire near their house, so he wasn't able to play. So Frosty, Punchable Liam, Lil Bacon, however you know him, he's changed his name as much as he's changed his roster. Um, he had to play that whole series, so that was a little bit different for him.
Wait, Didn't that just happen to Mythic this week?
It did, yes. We've had 2 fires in the past 2 weeks in our
I th-
community here.
that's what I thought you were talking about, and I'm like,
No,
wait,
it was
no. I mean,
dragon fruit. Dragon
Liam's his
fruit.
son. He would know.
Yeah, dragon fruit's neighbor, their house was on fire and it cut the power. So dragon fruit didn't have power for their game.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, kind of crazy. And this took us into Atlantic City against Memphis. This was Atlantic City had a little bit new look to their roster. We'll talk about that later. But Atlantic City was able to take the win 3-2 over Memphis.
Yeah, this is we'll talk about it in a few minutes, but this is kind of the start to your guys' role so far. Big win over Philly last or 2 weeks ago, I guess now, and then another hot win against a good Memphis team.
Yep, and that put us right into another phenomenal series. A little bit more unfortunate for pitch. Houston taking a 3-2 win over Philly, but this was a great series to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always, we take a game to game 5. I'm still always proud of the job that we did, even if it's not a win. But honestly, I'm gonna be honest. At this point, this game was kind of a blur to me. I don't know what happened. I do know Boomer just made a bunch of roster changes, brought back Boss. They finished out together in season 4 as number 1 going into playoffs. So obviously we knew that was going to work. But yeah, like I said, this game was kind of a blur to me. Give Houston their first win of the season.
That it did, and
which we also let you guys have your first win. I'm just helping out the homies, you know what I mean? Give the Aces their first win, give Boomer the first win, you know.
Pitt's about to be my player of the week just for catching L's. So let's go. Speaking of L's, though, Death Valley demoed their way to a 3-0 sweep over RLC.
Yeah, Death Valley. I don't. I think this was post the code trade.
Yes, should have been.
Which it's been a ride for Death Valley so far. I mean, started 0-3. I literally thought that they would finish dead last, and they made some really good roster changes and sweep the RLC.
Absolutely. And wrapping up our week 5, Omaha with the 3-0 sweep over Vegas. I know Vegas's roster has overturned a bit, but the 3-0 sweep over Vegas, that shocked me to end the week.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the opposite. I was actually not shocked at all. Vegas has not looked good. No offense, Jim Luck. I know you're probably at this point just looking to have fun, bringing the boys play together, but as far as competition goes, this was not a competitive game for Omaha.
Absolutely. So, and then that brought us into week 6, where we've had kind of a mixed bag of competitive and not competitive series. These are not in timeline order, but we have had Fayetteville 3-0 Ottawa.
Yeah, so I do know. Yeah, I do know that last week. I think what did they do last or week? Yeah, last week they lost 3-2 to Chicago. They had a 1 day for that. I think Icy was not there, and he was there for this game.
That can certainly make a difference. Yeah, that's week 5. I believe Fayetteville played with Girds.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Yeah, so Icy returned in week 6, got the job done. That was a big win for Fayetteville. A 3-0 over Ottawa. Ottawa is a strong roster.
Yeah, it's certainly. I mean, they were another team that started off 3-0. They've been on the down ever since then, though. This was another. This was the other fire situation.
Yes.
I'm not really too sure, how it affected them, but I'm sure if I was putting out a fire in my backyard, I'd probably be shaken up too.
Absolutely. Next one kind of surprised me as well with how hot Columbus has been. They fall 3-1 to Memphis. Memphis they played a close series with Atlantic City in week 5. Kind of kept the ball rolling, kept their foot on the pedal a little bit more, and was able to get that 3-1 win over Columbus.
There's a couple of teams that I just can't put my finger on how they play. Memphis is one of them. I can't get a read on them. One week they're getting swept, and the other they're winning, and same thing with Columbus. Honestly, it's just up and downs for both of them. I guess we'll just have to find out as we get later in this season.
And yes, what you just said is most pertinent, especially with Memphis. So we beat Memphis week 5, and we'll go into more detail later. But they had 2 players retire, so they changed out.
Yeah,
2/4 or a half of their team. And essentially 2/3 of their starting roster, and then came out in 3-1 Columbus. Absolutely wild.
Yeah, for granted, those two teams or those 2 players were both EU players, have exams coming up, so I kind of understand it. But also at the same time, I've also a little insider. I've had a chance to talk to Yak at least, and he didn't want to retire. He just wanted to be off the Mafia. So that part you probably did to him. Pigeon, I get it. You got exams. You can't really be staying up late to play games anymore. So, but we're gonna have to, Yak, if you're listening, we'll figure out what to do with you here soon.
Absolutely. And then it was the first game of this week. New York 3-0'd Galaxy, and any of you that watched how about game 2?
Yeah, this was that's the biggest beatdown of the season so far. What was it? 11-2 was the final score.
I don't even remember what Galaxy had. Did they score?
I
thought it was 11-0.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was 11-0.
Ball chasing.
Yeah. And that's, yeah, I mean, that's the biggest beatdown since season two.
Honestly, you're probably right.
Well, because there's one game that happened with Dash in the league, but we since omitted everything Dash related, and I don't even remember what they scored in that game. But back in season two, the Bandits beat Houston Hayes 12-0.
Yeah,
So and really, yeah, watching game two of this Knights Galaxy game, the Knights should have eclipsed that. It was
yeah.
just not clicking for them in any way, shape, or form.
And you are correct, by the way. It was 11-0.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
Rat Titan had 5 and Demo had 4.
God.
But
Uh,
Beef had 5 assists.
yeah.
Only 2 goals out of the 11, and he was MVP of the game. It's actually
Sure.
insane.
To Boomer's credit, he got his sub in game three, and the team did look better game three. They didn't go out completely on their back, but you took the sweep, regain. Then we had the
Well, I have another
oh
thing to
yes,
say about this. And this is not from a league standpoint, this is from a personal standpoint. This kind of makes me feel like shit because we just lost to Houston with that roster, and then they come out and get swept in 11 0'd.
sure.
So, I mean, that's got to piss you off. Got to piss me off, at least. I just don't know if Galaxy were that bad and we lost them, or if New York is that good. We're gonna have to wait to see for that one, I guess. But
I,
I just wanted to bring up that point.
yeah, I'm gonna tend to think it's somewhere in the middle. I know
Yeah,
there's been some things going on in Galaxy, inconsistencies we'll call them. So I think you caught Galaxy on a hotter week,
yeah,
hotter day even. It could change day to day. I've had the pleasure of scrimming Galaxy a couple times. I play with Boomer a fair amount. I have gotten to play with Boss a bit more, and it really comes down to consistency. If it's a good day, they're dangerous. If it's anything less than that, they're definitely beatable. Um, Maybe you caught them on a pretty good day, and
I,
this day
I
against New York was just not it.
yeah. I also want to say like how happy I am because I feel like this season is the most competitive. I was just talking to a couple people, Anomaly specifically. He was saying like literally like because he's been here since season 2 as well. Like he was saying like those past couple seasons, like you can gauge what you're about to get out of teams. But we both agreed that this season, like you really can't. Like you go into a game thinking you know the strategy, and you just don't. And you don't know what's going to happen. And I kind of agree to that to a sense. So it's kind of making me happy that that little. It's kind of given like a sports or like a I don't know like a professional sports like or college football for example like an upset can happen at any time. So it's kind of a cool feeling.
Big time. And yeah, I mean, speaking to that, we had the family reunion of all family reunions in our precious community. Um, Monterey playing Las Vegas, and this was surprisingly, no offense, Chipmunk, a wonderful series.
Yeah, I agree. It was surprising. I casted this game, and I think pregame I said I see a sweep for the White Sharks here. But I just think that this game was too personal for it not to be this close at the same time. So that was really fun.
I mean, an absolute gift that all these related people gave to the league in that it wasn't a 3-0 sweep. It got to be a fantastic Game 5 series. A lot of personal connections. It made it a real joy to watch.
Literally all all 6 players on the field grew up together, or not grew up together, but all are friends or family related. So
That is something.
obviously, Mom Debbie, T Mac, and Chipmunk all are brothers, and then Koa, Breezy, and Scarzo all are friends with them at the same time. So that's really cool.
And I mean, I personally, I'm gonna love stuff like that because that's where I come from. I mean, season two championship had me, Shade, Koala, and Boomer all on those two rosters with you, Jay, and Max, who are homies. So there's a little bit of that feel, but I mean, they are all six, like in real life,
In
friends or
real life.
related.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
that is crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But kudos to them. That was fun. Back to shit talking other teams. You talking about teams that you don't know how to pinpoint. Palm Beach. Here they are. We know they're good. We know they have good players. And it's probably more what you were talking about with Wolf and his whole laptop situation. They lose week 5 3-1 to New York, but they come out in week 6 and they 3-1 Jacksonville.
Yeah, and Jacksonville, who, after speaking with Huntu, said that he now has a championship winning team. Huntu, buddy, you lost. I love you. I do love you. You're my homie. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna talk my shit. Zach ain't the answer. I'm gonna just be for real. Palm Beach, I give you props. I think this was a good hard fought win, and I do like Palm Beach at full strength. So we'll have to see how that plays into it.
Certainly. Max is a
Well,
homie. I'm happy to see him get the win. Doggo's a homie, but he dropped another one. That's 2 in a row for Phoenix. They lost 3-2 to the demo heavy Death Valley Reapers.
yeah, I don't know if the demos got to him or not, but I'm not gonna call anybody out. That's for sure. I mean, it was a hard loss, but Doggo in the series went 11 for 22. So, I mean, go off, King. But at the same time, I talked to Doggo after the game. They got a couple things to work on, especially panic defense and stuff like that. So, which was, you could see that in the series as it was happening. But Death Valley definitely on the rise. I like their new roster.
Big time. Atlantic City. That's we still have the change to talk about, but Atlantic City handed Honolulu their first loss of the season in 3-1 fashion.
And you could say we handed them the first loss of this. I mean, what a fucking game!
Listen, I didn't do shit in that series. Not a damn thing.
I'm gonna be real. I mean, Melo popped off.
He did, and I tried. It's just I've never. It's been a long time since I felt that in the shadows in a threes game. Like I was where I needed to be, just couldn't. There was just nothing came to me. I'm watching Jay and Melo play twos.
No, it's okay though, because I mean the things that you do. I mean, you just beat one of the last 2 remaining undefeated teams.
Oh
So
yeah, and I'm all about it because I started the shit talk that morning. I was here for it. And yes,
yeah, I know you were talking about like how you didn't have any shots in one of the games or whatever, but like
back-to-back games pitch.
but like I mean, in this situation, I mean, stats don't really matter. I mean, that's a really good Honolulu team, and I don't know, positioning for you could be the factor of you guys winning or losing. So
Sure, and I do not give a single damn about stats. I'm here for dubs and dubs only, and that is, I mean, that was a potentially, season directed win, being able to take down an undefeated Honolulu. So we were very happy with that.
Huge win.
Omaha continued winning some games here. They 3-1 to Colorado. It is the Killer Bee thing, and I've said it in Twitch chat during their games. Where the hell is Killer Bee? I want to bet my channel points on Colorado, and then I do, and Killer Bee's not there. What the hell? And I don't feel like betting my channel points on Kaipo. I love you, Kaipo, but fuck.
Yeah. We brought it up earlier, but no Killer Bee, and then another Mavericks loss. Akaza didn't look as spectacular as he has in the last couple of weeks.
He's still that guy, though.
He's really the MVP frontrunner at this time. I don't think anybody will disagree. Unless you do.
I might. I don't know. I need to. No, I don't need to do anything. I've watched everything Omaha's done. He's up there for sure. Kaza's a guy. I'd like to get a chance to play with him sometime. And then the game that just happened tonight, we are recording this on Saturday night. Chicago 3-0'd RLC. There was a point where that game was in question on whether it was going to happen, but Smurfy pulled it through, playing on 700 ping. Smurfy looked good in this series, but Chicago closed it out in a sweep.
Yeah, I had no inputs here. Like I said, sick today, in bed, fell asleep. Go Chicago, though. I mean, that's a good look. I don't know what's happening with RLC. I mean, I feel like their roster is too good to have the record that they have right now.
Yeah. But they didn't have Matty Ice for this series.
They didn't? Okay.
No, it was Smurfy, Ghost to King, and Yami.
That's the second time now that they didn't have Matty Ice.
Yep, and I want to take that because I had a conversation with somebody the other day about playtime for a player, and I've had two this week. People have some of these people on their roster that they're actually friends with, but then these friends don't show up for games.
Yeah.
I need all of you to know, and it's about time we post an update in manager chat, and I'm gonna do that when I post the sub playtime after this week. You have to get these games in, or you are not eligible for the playoffs.
Yeah, new managers especially, if you don't know this,
yes.
If you do not get your sub players in, you are disqualified. You don't make playoffs.
And if you are not a playoff eligible team, you are subject to draft positioning change up to and including loss of first round draft pick, up to and including loss of managerial duties.
Yep.
It is a cornerstone now in this league to promote inclusivity. So I love having homies on the roster. But better believe if I was managing a team and I could not count on Shade to show up, if I'm working within the schedule he gives me, I'm going to have to look elsewhere. And he would do the same to me. Pitch would do the same to Trap. That's his homie. We all know. Boomer would do the same to Boss. If you can't count on the people to show up, do it. There's a prize for this league. We're all playing for cash. We're all playing for fun. Take it a little bit serious. If these people aren't showing up for you, managers, move on. There's far too many teams that don't have a proper number somewhere on their roster right now, and the season is ending quick. Roster lock is coming. You cannot make changes after that.
Yeah, we're about 3 or 4 weeks away from a roster lock, and give it 4 more weeks and the season's over. So if you don't have your sub games in by then, I'm gonna be honest, you're fucked. So
absolutely.
Either way, if you're making playoffs or not, you're still fucking somebody or yourselves. So
absolutely.
Great points.
And we'll keep y'all updated more on that in manager chat. Those of you that listen, we'll let you know. We'll give you the tools to succeed. But if you don't bitch about it. That's gonna take us to my player of the week, and I'm kind of melding everything here. And somebody's going to call me a homer. Go ahead and at me. Just make sure you do it in banter. My player of the weeks is going to be Lil Melo. Specifically because...
Biased.
Yep, fine. He was on Galaxy, bumped. He was on Chicago, bumped. Now he's on Atlantic City, and he's won 2 games in a row. Piggybacking off of Shade being part of the roster, getting Atlantic City their first win of the season. And
you know what? It's not like it was back-to-back either. I mean, he spent some time in free agency as well.
And all I've heard about Melo is he doesn't calm and he doesn't rotate. He cuts. He's chasey. Yep. And so is about 85% of this league. But if you have one conversation with him, you'll find out he was a solo queue guy. He solo queues threes. So yeah, he doesn't know how to talk to teammates. And yeah, he's going to trust himself more than anything. All you got to do is tell him to chill the fuck out. And here we are. If you need any answers on that, go watch the week 6 game and see what Melo can actually do on the pitch when given the opportunity. So, Boomer, Archer, you fucked up. That's why Melo is my player of the week.
You know what, Bacon? That's a W take. I can't lie.
I mean,
I've never seen W's in general.
Numbers don't lie, right? Like, He gets bounced from these two rosters, comes to a roster with me and Jay and Kat, and he's 2-0 now. All because
Yeah.
of just a conversation. He hopped into chat and I said, "Why can't you stay on a team?" He said, "I don't know." I said, "Okay, this is what I've heard." He's like, "Okay, that's fair." I'm like, "All right, we command communication. You're in control of that. As far as cutting, tell us if you're going to cut. Otherwise, here's our rotation." We played 3 games and he had it. It's not pretty. It's not perfect yet. It's just
And that's the
conversation.
thing.
Talk to your
That's
people.
the thing. If you take a guy like that in this league and you put him around the right people, that is going to work. You
Yeah.
know, Jay definitely knows how to play threes, and he knows how to adapt to his teammates. You as well. So honestly, landing himself in Atlantic City was probably the best thing for him.
Absolutely. And it's this exact same reason why Shade works. And Shade would work on any roster because he can play with somebody who's chasey, somebody who commands the pitch like Max because he's done it, Jay because he's done it, or he can fit right in and take a little bit more of a role if he were to say play with me and Boomer or me and Koala or me and Pitch or Pitch and Koala. Players that aren't looked at as these GCs, but it's about adaptability. Everyone has it. We all play the video game. You know how to adapt. And if you don't, that's why your ass is in free agency and stuck in free agency. Somebody didn't like something and you weren't willing to adapt. All you got to do
I
is
mean,
adapt.
and here's the thing about most of us. I mean, like we've been in this league a long time. Like we are used to playing threes at this point. If you're not willing to take what you used to do and just solo queuing twos, playing twos, being a twos main, a ones main, and not playing threes, it's not going to work out. You have to be able to adapt, listen to your teammates who know what the hell they're talking about because they've been in this league for so long. So that's really good points, listeners. If you're hearing this now, go to general, put W take and at bacon. So
Let's go. Also, the team. So this, we're at the point where we would go into the team spotlight. I kind of don't want to do it without Shade either.
that's
Um,
fine.
so,
Let's get to the actual league's player in clip of the week.
oh yes, yes, absolutely, please, yes, share.
So week five voting is still ongoing until tomorrow night. But week four winners, we had the Eastern Offensive Player of the Week being Wolf. He snapped that week. I think he put up the most goals in the league for the week. Um, and then defensive player was Big Body Ben for the Eastern Conference as well for the Ottawa Orcas. He put on, I believe it was like 11 saves in a what they do in week four. I'm pretty sure it was like a 4-game series too, so that was pretty big. In the Western Conference, the Offensive Player of the Week, Akaza. This is now his. Oh, it's only his first time winning this award. I thought it was his second, but um, had a huge game, huge week four. Omaha looks good. And then the Western Conference Defensive Player of the Week, Red Guy. This is for a couple of reasons. He had a lot of saves, he had a lot of demos, but Red Guy is he's actually won an Offensive Player of the Week and now a Defensive Player of the Week. So congrats to you, kudos, Red Guy.
Yeah.
And now out of 4 weeks, the Eastern Offensive Player 3 out of the 4 times has been a Palm Beach Python. So twice Anomaly and now once Wolf. So that's cool. And then moving on to Clip of the Week. Week 4, Clip of the Week was none other than your Western Offensive Player of the Week, Akaza, the Omaha Cyclones. Make sure you guys check that out. Make sure you guys are doing your voting every week, too. I mean, it's huge. I'm going to say it every week. It's not a popularity contest. Please actually go back and, like, if you care about it, like winning awards, go back, watch VODs, look at the stats. Because it would be cool to actually give people recognition for what they did in the game, not because you're liked in the server. So that's all I have to say about that. But congrats to all the players that won the awards this week. Like I said, week 5 voting ends tomorrow, so we'll see those results shortly after this podcast is released.
Absolutely. And I've got some ideas for you on that whole voting thing. We'll have to talk about that later.
All right, cool.
But yes, we're going to skip the team spotlights, and we have a very special interview this week with none other than Pitch and YJ.
Sit back and enjoy our exclusive interview segment, where we chat with top players and coaches to gain insights into their strategies and experiences in the competitive world of Rocket League.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a special one for you today. Surprisingly, the first time we've even really thought about doing this, we have the owners of our wonderful league, YJ and Pitch here. I know for a lot of you guys, it's probably going to be the first time you've heard YJ's voice. I think it's only the second time I ever have, which is crazy to me. But YJ, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm living the dream. It's cold. My son had soccer, so I was stuck outside for 2 hours.
Oh no.
It was a good time. And Pitch, you're good today?
No, not really.
Yeah, I know. As you guys heard earlier in the episode, yes, Pitch is sick, and he's still sick for the interview. Just a couple minutes later here. But yes,
Bacon's dragging me through the mud today.
I want it to be known. I gave him an option not to. I was going to solo it, But no, there's a special reason that we wanted to have the owners on this week. But first and foremost, we did want to get to know YJ a little better. YJ, I believe, is the founder of FTCC. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. For those of you that don't know, FTCC is essentially, it's like our parent group above our league here. They take care of a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, and we have YJ to thank for that. But anything else that you think would be interesting to share with everybody, YJ, that they may not know?
No, I think that's it.
Alright, YJ's simple, just runs the stuff.
Yeah, I'm
behind
very
the
straightforward.
And
I was a
Pitch,
latecomer to FTCC.
yeah. So
Yes.
share a little bit about yourself, Pitch, because I mean everybody knows you, but from an owner standpoint, not a manager, not a player, owner standpoint, share a little bit about yourself.
I mean, what? Like, you want to know like my history?
Just a little, yeah, a little touch.
Well, here I was, sitting here in beautiful Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I was one day just searching on TeamSeek. I'm like, man, I need people to play Rocket League with. Came across FTCC, handed in my app. Bunch of people who were like still in the league were there, like even before me. Trap was one of them. Aiden, I believe, was there. He's not with us anymore, but Mountain Davis, he was a big part of FTCC's Rocket League team. I mean, we definitely gained a lot. YJ, I mean, we used to have like guidelines where like we had to practice as a team like three nights a week or something.
Yeah. More strict.
Yeah, it was a little bit crazy, but I liked it. It was like being a team, and we kind of grew from there. Some other things happened with another league that tried to partner with FTCC. We joined them. That thing that fell through the roof, and I just came to YJ. I'm like, hey, we should start our own. So, voila, RLGLA was born.
Wow, a whole bunch of that I didn't know, and I've met you, Pitch. That's cool. It's funny how stuff like that works. I mean, 8-bit is a little bit similar. It was just a place for us in real life friends to hang out. And then you meet one streamer, and the next thing you know, you got 90 people in your Discord, and the VC is full at night. So it's crazy how things evolve like that.
Yeah, it's a little crazy too, because I mean, like I said, I was like a latecomer, and honestly, I don't think YJ really even knew me at the time.
Sure.
I did.
Yeah, it was probably like one of the first times I like messaged her on her own. So and here we are, almost, I think, 2 years in now. So
I was like, you allow me to trust you, then lead the way.
yeah, I'm happy how it turned out.
That is phenomenal. I mean, I absolutely love. mean, how y'all were able to come together like that, and kind of what you've built to this day. I mean, the reason that we're here, chit-chatting about a video game, some kind of real life stuff. So that's so awesome.
Yes, very proud of the community we've built over the last couple of years. So.
Oh yeah, except for Smurfy, that guy.
Yes, screw that guy.
So I did want to ask, YJ is kind of an anomaly, an anomaly to me. She is the manager of Fayetteville, but she has said multiple times she does not play the game of Rocket League. So what made you want to step in and be a manager?
I forced her.
Trying things new. I like challenges, so it's like, this will be a challenge. And to see people's reaction too.
I mean, I absolutely love it, and I mean, you had a successful first season.
I did. I was not expecting it at all.
I have to be honest, I was not either. You had a good squad, but I didn't think it was going to go that far. But I mean, that was phenomenal. And
yeah. I went through hell to get there, Phil.
Absolutely.
It was not easy.
And
a lot of people think it's easy.
Right. Because of going through all that, how much have you leaned on your more Rocket League experienced players that you've had on your roster?
I kind of feel out what they like. Like, by me sitting on the sidelines, I'm very observant anyway. So it's not hard for me to like give direction because I'm watching the game, I'm viewing the game, I'm listening. I watch YouTube, so it's not like I don't know what's going on. I've done my research, but so I kind of learn the weaknesses and the strengths of the players and kind of feed off of that. And half the time I'll be right.
And that's very interesting because you don't have any of those like bad habits that a player might have that could affect some of your managerial decisions. It's purely vision and instinct and intuition. So that's very cool. Okay. I did want to ask you because I mentioned Smurfy, and if you listen every week, you know that we're always talking about Smurfy. Do you know who that is?
I know of him, but not who he is.
Okay. Well, Smurfy, he likes to keep us on our toes on whether or not his team's actually going to show up for a match. So I just wanted to ask your opinion on showing up for matches and taking forfeits. I just want to see what you thought about it. If you had anything to say about Smurfy at all, or if not, we can move on. That's fine.
No, I don't have any comment on him.
About Smurfy.
Get wrecked, Smurfy. You haven't even made YJ comment on you. So question for both of you, real quick. And I'll start with Pitch.
Okay.
Well, do people feel like there's an issue with that?
Well, it's, I started poking fun at Smurfy 2 seasons ago, for forfeiting matches, because all of the effort that goes into scheduling games or doing the stuff on the back end that you guys do, or even this podcast, little things like that, all of the effort that goes into that goes to complete shit if a game doesn't happen.
That's true.
And so it's just poking fun at Smurfy. He's not doing it maliciously. It can be difficult to get 4 people scheduled for one little time slot to play a video game. So I get it. So we always just poke fun at him. But no, it's not an issue. We've conditioned the rules to not completely buff teams that take forfeit wins, and kind of kill teams that have to take forfeit losses, because it is their job to show up, especially now that we have 1 days with free agents and all that. So no, not an issue. Just a fun little thing that we're going to keep doing until he fixes it himself.
Well, my comment on that is remember your commitment when you sign up to be in the league. That's all I'm saying.
Smurfy, remember your commitment, bro. You heard it. I know he's listening too, because we've been talking. So pay attention to that commitment, Smurfy.
Yes.
But yes. So my next question here. We'll start with Pitch. Pitch, I would like to know one thing in the future that you want for this league. It could be near future, it could be distant future. And YJ, you be thinking of your answer because you're next. But Pitch, what do you got?
Yeah, I don't know if it's generally going in this direction at the moment, but our goal is kind of to be a minor league. So just like the teams that are playing at that professional level, I mean, I want this to be like just like the step below. I know like it's a lot of fun, and we try to make it fun and fair and everything, but eventually, I mean, even so, if we could, if we in the future split into a higher ranked, like GC type level of league, and then a plat league all the way at the bottom and the in between. But eventually, like I want to see teams who are playing in this league, like as a whole, become so good that they get noticed for so. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
I want people like Doggo and that like. If we could, like, I would love to send like our 3 best players every season to go into quals and do the thing and represent U3 as a league. I mean, that would be spectacular. So that's kind of where I stand with it right now. Right now, I'm loving just that's going to be a big process long term. I'm here for the long run. I know YJ is too, but right now it's all fun. I'm loving what we're doing and even participating in it myself. So.
Perfect. I have to agree 1,000%. And we've talked about different tiers before. And if we can show that we can retain our player base season to season, we should be able to at least start to do those tiers, even if it's just 2 tiers to start.
Right.
Kind of a higher, an upper, and a lower, if you will. But yeah, YJ, same question to you. It can be the same answer. I know you guys kind of approach things together and you guys talk a lot. So yeah, YJ, same question to you.
I'm more so of a bridging the gaps type of person. So it would be more so of a handoff. So my goal is to get people in the calls. That's the new goal. That'll be the extension of the league, as everyone heard about. Start off with 2 teams of 5, and we're gonna see how far we can go.
Perfect. No,
It's
and
gonna
that
be a lot more strict because a
yeah,
lot of laws are gonna be involved. Still working on contracts and things like that, but when it all happens, I hope we get the full league support.
oh, absolutely.
We
Yeah,
need some lands. We gotta get some lands going.
I mean,
Yes.
the meet and greet is at a place that hopefully we can at least get some
Yeah.
games in, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
You guys schedule
I know
like
we can get them streamed, so that'll be a cool thing.
Yeah.
But YJ, something you said, it is a good segue. I know you guys announced it in the Discord, but kind of the reason why we wanted to have you both here for an interview was to be able to officially, verbally announce the major change that you guys told us about. So I'm going to let you both talk organically, say whatever you want to say. You can read it as you posted it, whatever you like. I just want the people to be able to hear it coming from your mouth. So the floor is yours.
This is more so things are becoming more legal. Taking the next step. Um, Getting things more organized, more streamlined, things of that nature. And hopefully we can start tryouts for the official team. I pay attention. A lot of people think I don't pay attention, but I see everything. I hear everything. So I know who takes things serious and I know who don't. So I do keep that in mind. I do have a mental note of everything that goes on in the league. So that would be taken into consideration. Um, Not
Yeah.
only that,
If I
but
could, real quick, I just want everyone to know that even though if me or YJ aren't typing, we are lurking. We probably combined, we are monitoring that Discord server 24/7 between the 2 of us.
yes.
So
I mean, and that just comes from we invest a lot into the league that, you know, members of the league don't know about. And so it hits different from us. It really steers from passion. It really steers from it's coming a part of our lifestyle. Having to work around and make sacrifices to get things done because you don't want to let anybody down. And I think that's the part that some people don't understand. So yeah, so with that passion, I'm ready to roll, ready to get things rolling, ready to get major sponsorships, major partnerships, and with that comes with the support. Like they want to see that we have members of our community that support us and kind of sort of help lead the way.
And
So hopefully,
the biggest thing had to be Unleashed Esports. Am I right? I mean,
yeah,
come on. That season
yes,
4 pitch was different.
Oh
Now
my
play with
Unleashed
gosh.
him,
purpose.
but yeah, the name change has been fun. I mean, I haven't. I've heard a couple opinions on it. A lot positive. I don't think really any negative. But the logo's fire. YJ handled all that. The thing is sexy. There's a couple different variations of it, and it's been fun seeing something different. And I'm quick to correct anyone who says RLGLA anymore because now it's illegal. So
Yeah, it was. It definitely was. Not only that, but I think Unleash speaks a big volumes for us, especially when it comes to us transitioning over and transforming into something even bigger. You know.
yeah, I think putting esports in the name definitely will
Yeah.
have a big jump in recognition for sure.
Mhm. Yeah. Paying attention to numbers. You know, numbers don't lie. Our analytics across social has definitely increased since the name change. So we definitely will be seeing something good in the future for sure.
Sure. I mean, and that's. I got a little goosebumps listening to y'all talk about it. I mean, I know I felt the passion just from the Discord post. And then,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I got, while this, since they started talking, you guys that are watching on YouTube, you've gotten to see some of the logos. YJ responded to me immediately when I requested, whatever she had. Um, so having the variations and the flexibility, that's, I mean, that's part of it because that's what people are going to want to see, especially if you're paying attention to socials, YJ. Like they're going to want to see these clips and this production and what you're doing with the look. It's all about the small little things, right? Anybody that's done any YouTube or Twitch are looking for something that's going to bring people in, and social media is the
Mhm.
exact same way. Um, so I mean that's absolutely phenomenal, and I say all this while I'm wearing my RLGLA 8-Bit Nation shirt.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
so it is, kind of a throwback here. Gonna miss it, but there were people that complained that it was kind of a mouthful. So now it's just U3 Unleashed
Yeah.
Esports. I mean, I'm excited for it. I've very much enjoyed saying U3 more often now. I still get pissed because I can't find the old channel on my Twitch because I'm looking
Yeah.
for RL. I'm searching that or looking for it in my subs, but U3 Network. I'm here for it. Well, Wajo, we'll let you get back to what you're doing here. I do appreciate you both popping in for an interview, kind of giving us that verbal insight into it, letting the people hear your
Mhm.
voices about it. Pitch, they hear you every week, but able to get YJ in here, let everybody know that she is paying attention, she is doing some work. And yeah, that's I know as a player and a fan, I appreciate all the work that you guys do for it. It's not always pretty, it's not always perfect, but we do have a community that finds a way to work through things, and we have you guys to thank for that.
Yeah, listen,
It-
for the people who don't know, I know I do a lot in the Discord, so my name is seen. I do like all the in-house stuff. YJ is the shadow behind it all. I mean, not enough credit is given to her. I mean, advertising, running the content, and everything like that. So everything that you see, finding creators, putting ads out, getting sponsors, that's all YJ. I don't do any of that. I'm gonna be honest. So.
Oh yeah, Pitch has a new title, y'all.
It's really is a true 50-50. I mean, she's on that one side, I'm on this side, and it
Yeah.
meshes completely like so well. We don't ever butt heads about anything. So
I mean, that makes sense. I've been, part of committee and doing some stats for a couple seasons now, and YJ's been more active in committee than ever.
yeah,
So that's her showing she's paying attention and really getting involved. Even though she doesn't play the game, she knows the game. So firsthand, I've seen that. But like I said, as a fan, appreciate what you guys have done. And yeah, anything else? YJ, you specifically, anything else you want to tell the community before we let you go?
Not really, but just keep rocking it out, having fun.
So yeah, that was your chance to say Fayetteville on top. Let them know.
No, child, be struggling.
All good. Well, all right. Well, I appreciate you guys, and yeah, we'll get back to the podcast.
Thank you. Have a good night.
See you later.
Man, it was so much fun to get to sit down and actually have a conversation with you, but I do that all the time. YJ. I've only heard her voice one other time, and that was when we tried to have a committee meeting and not everybody could show up. She popped in and said like hi, and then was out because it didn't happen. So it was cool to get to chit chat with you guys.
Yeah, me and YJ, we talk a lot, like in between like chatting and stuff. But like, I feel like I don't really sit down in the VC enough for like on a personal level. It's usually if we're doing that, we're like talking about business or something. So it's definitely she's such a great girl. It's awesome. So
yeah, and she's kind of going through stuff. She actually gave us that interview from the bathroom of a hospital. Because I had full intentions of that interview probably being 30 to 45 minutes. I just wanted to have more general convo, but her being in that position, I didn't want to put that pressure on her. But Pitch, I do thank you for giving us a little bit of different take than you normally do week to week. And I do thank YJ for taking the time to come and share some things and talk about you three and why these changes were made and what we're looking at for the future.
Yeah, seriously, and luckily that she was able to step away and focus on a podcast interview. Doesn't seem like things are too bad and for a loved one in a hospital. So hopefully that's all right. YJ, prayers up.
Absolutely. Thoughts are with you guys. So, yeah, if you know YJ, if you're in the league and you know YJ a little bit more than some, most, drop her a line. Just hope everything's okay, or do it in general, even if you don't know her. That's one community here. So, but yes, that's wonderful interview. Glad we could make that happen. But back to business here. Pitch, go ahead and
why don't let's skip standings for now.
Skip it.
We got a lot of trades to cover here.
You don't want to talk about how Honolulu caught their first L and are no longer near the top?
All right, we can.
No, we don't have to. It's all good. I mean,
because I don't think much has changed. That's the only reason I say so. Actually, yes. New York now sitting in first place in the East. After 2 huge wins, that's one thing definitely to note. And then also after tomorrow, the last game in Week 6 between Philly and Rutland, both at 2 and 3. That's going to make 5 teams in the East sitting at 500 and 3 and 3. 2 of them would be in the same division. Either you guys. No, 3 of them. Yeah, right.
It will be.
It would either be you Lions in Rutland or you Lions and us Dragons. So
yeah,
that the Boeing division is definitely shaping out to be something.
Yeah, that was one thing I wanted to bring up. It's shaken up a little bit with Week 6, but going into Week 6, 4 teams tied at 2 and 3 from the Boeing division.
Yep.
And I mean that the winner of that division is guaranteed a playoff spot. So.
Yeah, and Doggo's usually the one updating like the standings and stuff daily, like as games happen. And he brought it up like Week 2 that the Boeing division would be crazy because like 4 out of 5 of us were at 1-1. You guys were at 0-2 at that point, but now you guys are up there. So
that's the thing. After your guys' game tomorrow, yeah, there will be 3 teams at 3 and 3, and the other 2 will be just 1 game behind at 2 and 4. Because Fayetteville got to win this week.
You know what? When we were going over the Week 6 games, we didn't really touch on the Rutland-Philly game tomorrow. This is a huge game for you guys, actually. I I know it's early in the season, but still, like holding your place in the standings is how you control your own destiny. So it's kind of huge. If Rutland wins tomorrow, they will jump you guys in standings because of head to head.
Absolutely. That's
But
it's the
if we
same
win,
situation with Chicago. But yeah, if you win,
if
we
we
will
win,
be.
then yeah, because you guys beat us in head to head.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. We are
No, that's
getting to the
a
point where every week matters, people.
yeah. So like little stuff like that, you guys got to remember if you're not looking like at the tiebreakers, head to head is besides record is the number one tiebreaker. Um, so it's not all about record; it's about who you beat.
Absolutely huge. But yes, so there's your little standings run through. It'll be a little bit more composite as we go forward in the weeks. We'll have a bit more to touch on, but let's get into trades and signings.
Oh boy!
And this
Take
is
a deep breath. Do a little bit of "Rap God" by Eminem real
oh
quick.
god, yeah. Listen, I could go through it all in one breath. Um, but yeah, this is everything that has happened since the last time we spoke to you guys, and it's a lot. We'll start off with Chicago releasing Lil Melo, which we already touched on, and signing Matizu. I like to think we did that by highlighting Matizu on the last episode.
That's right.
Archer snagged him, even though that was probably already put in before we recorded, but we don't care about that. And then my team released Gucci Mane and signed Fireball Cat, who she's pretty cool and she streams. So if you're ever looking for somebody that streams some different games than Rocket League, go check her out. And then Las Vegas released Anti-Shift and signed Scarzo. This made sense with the game that was coming up for Week 6. Scarzo's a homie, right?
Homie of Chipmunk, yes.
Homie of Chipmunk, okay. Pitch, you did a thing. You released Gamer and signed your boy Trap.
Yeah, did a couple things.
Yeah, God, you did. Rutland released KO and signed Dragon Fruit, which we talked about because Dragon Fruit had a fire. Dragon Fruit has a very thick French accent too, so if you've never gotten to talk to Dragon Fruit, check that out sometime. It's pretty interesting.
And please do. He's a super funny guy. I love being in VC with him.
See, I heard he was inappropriate, and him being on my son's team, I've had to I've had to pay attention, but no, he's a homie.
Yeah, I haven't really heard that side of him, but he's loud and full of energy. So
Absolutely.
I mean, it makes sense.
This one hurt me. Fayetteville released JXL Seek and signed Real Royce. I like Real Royce. But I like Seek too, and I don't know what's going on there. I don't know why Seek hasn't really played for them a lot and why he's no longer on that roster.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. He was actually one of my favorite players from last season on Chicago.
Big time. And then Lil Bacon, a.k.a. Punchable Liam, a.k.a. Frosty, traded Baca to Las Vegas for Nels.
Straight up.
Absolute stunner. But I do know that Punchable Liam had he liked Nels from before the season started, so it didn't surprise me as much as it could have. But it was still, he traded Baca for just Nels, like get a pick out of it or something, just ratings wise. But changing the blue chips there. Colorado traded Code and STEM TVA to Death Valley for Frighten and Army Vet Drew, which turned out to be a mistake for the league because Death Valley is very dangerous with Code. Pitch doesn't care about Code.
Yep, agreed. I was muted because I was sniffling.
That's fine. Code,
sorry.
you heard it here. Pitch doesn't care about you.
That's true.
And Columbus did something else with that. Shampoo stepped down as manager. Not sure of all what was happening there, but KX WWN takes over as manager of Columbus. Do you have any more insight as to why Shampoo stepped away?
To be honest, he didn't really want to come into the season. He was looking to step down before the season.
That's fair.
But it was kind of like late, like we were approaching draft, and I was like, bro, like, He's like it could be like a non-playing if that helps you. So he did try to help out. I know he's trying to focus on streaming and Call of Duty. So
Sure.
I know, you know what I mean. So, but made it work. He made sure to keep it in the team to take over a manager. So he did everything as stepping down related in the correct fashion. So
Perfect. We can respect that. Shampoo's a homie. Be sure to check out his Twitch.
yes, sir. The Legend Shampoo. Check him out.
And then KX WWN decided to make some moves of his own. Released Ram Ranch, who was one of Pitch's favorites from early in the season, and signed Nate Dogg.
This one hurt me so bad. Ram Ranch is my favorite player, hands down. Trap's about to be gone for Ram Ranch. I ain't gonna lie. No, I'm flying.
You heard it here first, Trap. But it's okay. You know, my favorite player retired. Shade retired. I struggled with this hard. It was a very difficult day.
All because some stupid guy broke his face.
Yeah, Patrick. Fuck you, Patrick. You're never going to listen to this, but fuck you.
Yeah.
Breaking your face. Making my Shade have to work 18, 19-hour days and shit. Now, I don't even talk to Shade. I talked to him this morning while he was working. He couldn't even fully talk to me.
It's insane.
Pissed. I had to wake up at 4:45 just to talk to my Shade. Yeah, my Shade. I said it. But Shade is remaining assistant manager of Atlantic City, and this allowed us to sign Lil Mello. And the rest is history. 2-0 with him. So, he's a homie. Then, Columbus is just... Ever since I took over Columbus, it has
There's always that one team, man.
It has just been a revolving door. KXWWN stepped down as manager, and Nate Dogg takes over as manager.
And which, it kind of makes sense because Shampoo stepping down, he's asking, and he's like, KX is like, I guess, yeah, I'll take it. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I think Nate Dogg actually wants to be a manager. I appreciate KX for actually stepping in and taking care of things for that 1 week, even if he didn't want to. So I know that's hard, but I appreciate it. But I do think that Nate Dogg does want to actually be a manager. He is a rookie, so I usually don't let rookies be managers. But in this situation, what the hell do I have to fucking lose with this team? So
Yeah, and you got to do what you got to do. Somebody's got to be in charge of scheduling.
So.
Well, yeah. And then after the Aces beat Memphis, Pigeon retires. Piggion, he's out.
Piggion.
Oyak retired. I know Pitch told us, exams and all this and that. I like to think we beat their ass into retirement.
That's fair.
But nothing but love for both of them. Bits of experience I had with them. Wish them all the best. Hope they can come back around when their schedule frees up a bit. Philly, you Pitch, you traded your blue chip, Raging Zach, and a Season 6 Round 3 pick to Jacksonville for Busy RL and a Season 6 Round 1 pick.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy. You got a blue chip and a first round for your blue chip in the third round.
Yes, sir.
Wild. But then you weren't even happy with that. We'll talk about that later. Jacksonville floored me with this one. They traded Farleys to Columbus for KXWWN. More Columbus news. You know Huntu. Why did he trade Farleys?
You
don't have to go into detail.
It just wasn't working out.
That's fair. Oh, the Pitch got a little ring action. That's fine. I'll keep talking here.
Right.
Las Vegas released Baca and signed Breezy. Breezy finally found a home, and we know this was for the matchup. But he's still. What is Baca doing that he is not on a team? I
couldn't tell you, to be honest. I mean, I don't know if people saw his ratings and was thinking that it'd be electric, but I don't know. I like the way that Baca's played, so I think after Rutland, I don't think Chipmunk really had any intention of keeping Baca just to get his boys around. So I think that's the call there.
And I get it. But yeah, that's Memphis with the retirements of Piggion and Yak. Signed Fireblaze. And how do you pronounce this dude's name?
I don't know. I just say VA3U.
VA3U. I like to think that the 3 is meant to be an E, so it's just some
Val.
Vayu,
Yeah. So
Vayu. If you ever listen to this, tell us how to pronounce your fucking name. Appreciate it.
please and thank you.
So Philly made the trade to get Busy RL in that season 6 first round, and then Philly said, "Nah, goodbye, Busy. Go to free agency," and signed the newly registered Synthed.
Yeah. So no offense, Busy. I never really got to talk to you, but you were never really in the plan. It was just kind of the offer that Huntu threw at me for Zach. But as soon as we got synth rated and put on the list, he was kind of in my scopes, and the fact that Zach requested a trade actually made the decision a lot easier for me. So I was happy to sign synth. I was lucky enough that for a week and a half, nobody put in any claims for him. When we scrimmed you guys aces, that was the first time we ever played, or you guys Bacon. I think I just called you aces, but that was the first time we ever played together. So it was fun. I see some good things. We got some things to work on. You guys kind of beat the shit out of us but I do have no excuses. But I have a fucking broken ass controller, and Trap was going through internet issues. But hopefully, once all that things are fixed, hopefully tomorrow night that shit shows on the field. I did pick up a new controller today. Happy about it.
Nice. Yeah, we definitely did violate you, but I'll tell the league, Synthed is a dog. It's there. So if he can figure it out with pitch and Trap, or whatever the roster is, Trap, you've already been put on notice. That's if he can figure it out. Synthed's a guy, very fast. So that'll be exciting to see. Jacksonville released their sub J, not my J, their sub J, and signed
Vixen.
Yes, Vixen.
I think he's in the servers, Vixen.
Perfect. And signed Faded Scopes. So this was just a sub change for Jacksonville.
Yep.
Rutland, this shocked me, released Young Wild Boy. This is somebody that Punchable Liam had been looking at since before the season started, but released Young Wild Boy and signed Gamer, who used to be on Pitch's roster. People, it's just they're swapping it. They're just swapping people. I hope everybody's washing their hands.
Your son has really been the new boomer. But this one, you said it shocked you. It didn't really shock me that much because the last couple of weeks, obviously I wasn't going to say anything with Gamer on my roster, but he was, since like week 2, he's been trying to get trades for Gamer, so he finally made it happen.
Sure. This next one shocked me more with who got dropped. Colorado released Juki and signed Cosmo. Cosmo definitely belongs on a roster, but I also think Juki does too. So there had to have been more that happened there. Juki, I don't care. No, that's fine. I'm sitting here looking at it. I'm like, how do I want to say this? And I went with Juki. Yuki, fine. I do think Yuki belongs on a roster, so I have to assume there's a little bit more going on behind the scenes, maybe some availability. But Colorado, they made their move.
Beautiful. And that's all of them.
Busy. We can't take a week off anymore. This list just expands. We can't take a week off until after roster lock.
And people were saying, like, how the last couple of seasons there's been, like, that 1 week that's full of madness. People were saying this was it. Nah, this ain't it. Just wait till we get a little bit closer to trade deadline time. You'll see. You'll see mayhem.
I can't wait for season 5 trade apocalypse episode.
It's every season. It's always one week.
That's fine, and I already know some things that are gonna happen. So I can't wait.
I mean, these last 2 weeks, these were some big ones. But you guys, you rookies, you haven't seen nothing yet. Absolutely. You think you're safe on a team? Nope. Not yet.
You're telling me, shit. I can't have too many more performances like this past week. I'm outie. I'm gonna be on the streets. I'm coming to Philly. Shit. Well, that's trades and signings. Good action. Those of you that are always like, nobody wants to be in free agency. Motherfuckers, free agency gets used. We tell you about it almost every week. Just be patient.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Pitch, we're coming up to week 7. the halfway point of the league year here. Or not league year. That was stupid. Of the season.
I can't believe that's been. I feel like it's flown by.
It absolutely has. Who you watching out for in week 7?
So actually, it's funny because you kind of took my player. I was gonna say Melo here for my player to watch out for this week. Just because, like you said, he's been on a roll. He's 2-0 since joining the team. You kind of went a little biased, so I'm gonna go a little biased. Synth. I'm gonna take Synth. If you're listening, buddy, brought you to the team for a reason. You're a high ass rated player. Probably. I mean, what was it? Bacon like second.
It's yeah.
Link. So you got some big expectations on your shoulders. So even if you weren't on my team, I think you'd probably be my player to watch for this week. You have some shoes to fill, some expectations to meet. So I'm definitely, even though I'm on your team and playing next year, I'm going to be watching for the league stand or the league viewpoint. So yeah, my player of the week or player to watch for is going to be Synth.
Fair enough. I thought you were going to stick with Melo. Having to play, put in the performance he did, and then having to play New York, who's another hot team, just coming off of dismantling Houston Galaxy.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like literally before, because we don't talk about who our players are going to be, by the way.
Yeah.
Viewers. So when Bacon took his pick, I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, that we do that straight off the cuff. But Synth, that's a fantastic one because yes, everybody knows we do ratings. Yeah, I think Synth now it is the second highest.
Yeah.
And that carries weight. That's as a manager, Pitch has put more than a third of his cap space into one player.
Yep.
And it's got to deliver. But with that comes pressure on Pitch and Trap and is Bulla still your sub? Shit.
Yep.
Comes pressure there to allow this player to kind of blossom. It's not the Scorchers. It's not the Doggo show. Get Wired and DK have shown up, and when they haven't, it lessens what Doggo's able to do, and vice versa. If Doggo's not having a great game, it puts Get Wired and DK in different situations. So with Philly now, yeah, you've got this player with all this skill. Time to show up. But so with the whole team. So I love your switch to Synth. I love challenge the new player. Put the pressure on him.
For sure. I feel like I've done this every season so far in the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
Well, season 2 was Anomaly. He was new. Signed him to the squad. Season 3 was Boss.
Yep.
And I didn't manage last season. So. But.
Absolutely. So. Let's get into our predictions. We do not have Shades, but rest assured, he will make his picks before week 7.
Yes, we will make sure of it.
And we'll start with what is going to be our game of the week for week 7, which I think was a perfect pick by Pitch here. Ottawa versus Death Valley. Huge matchup. I'm going to go with Death Valley.
I am also going to go with Death Valley. And yes, Red Guy, this was before you said anything to me. Bacon, this dude has been in my fucking DMs every week. Oh, I got Pitch in my ear still because he didn't pick us in the game. Shut the fuck up, Red Guy. You made some changes to the roster, and you guys are playing well, alright? Yes, I have you guys winning this week. Now, if you fucking blow it, I'm never picking you again. So.
But also, shout out to Red Guy for listening religiously every week and taking it to heart. Because I get those DMs as well. I mean, listen, if we say anything and it offends you, it excites you, it makes you angry, sad, happy, whatever, let us know. Talk to us. Because this is the content. This is where the content has to come from. So you want to share something, you want the world to hear something, let us know you want an interview, or just give us a one-liner and we'll put it out there. Red Guy, yeah, keep up the good work. You've got a good team. Keep communicating. And don't let us down. You let us down, I'm shit talking you next week.
For sure.
Straight up.
Yeah.
We will take a solid 10 minutes and talk nothing but shit about you, Patty, your high school, all of it.
Yeah, and really the biggest thing here is, I mean, Death Valley, you could put it in terms of how they've been playing. Death Valley been on the up and up, and Ottawa has just been on the down and down. So,
Big time.
great guy, don't let me down, dude.
Leads us into our next one here. We've got Columbus versus Omaha. God, I struggled picking this one. But I feel like I've picked against Akaza enough that I can't do it this week. I've got to show love to the man, and I'm going with Omaha.
And I think these two teams' records are skewing them a little bit, because if they were a little better, this would definitely be game of the week, in my opinion. Both these teams definitely on the rise as well, but I do have the Legends going here. Hopefully they can make this new roster work. I know they were playing with a sub last week, no Frighten on the squad, so hopefully they can get them in this one.
Big time.
But yeah, I hate going against Akaza too.
Yeah.
So
Brings us to a notable matchup here, and we'll have a little bit more insight after tomorrow. But Jacksonville versus Philly. I don't want to go as far to say what you said earlier to Huntu about Raging Zach, because I've gotten to play with Raging Zach a little bit recently, and I mean the man is phenomenal. But I don't.
we're not boys anymore. So
Fair enough. Something's not clicking in Jacksonville. So they either figure it out quick, or they're going to lose to Philly here, and I am taking Philly.
yeah, I mean, I have to take Philly obviously as well. These are some revenge games. It's actually funny because we're playing my original roster these next 2 weeks. I got Gamer coming up this week, and then I got Zach the next week.
That is, hey, revenge games are great.
So yeah, it's either great for them or it's great for me. I don't know which
Historically, it hasn't worked out great for you. Remember the great trade of season 3 when you sent me Anomaly in Columbus, and then had to play us the next week.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
I guess the common denominator is that both of these players fucking wanted the trade. Fuck you guys both.
Man,
Just make the team work.
this is
Anyways, I got Philly. Philly on top, always.
Our next notable matchup, the New York Knights against the Atlantic City Aces. I started shit talking just a little bit today. Sort of. Adam called Atlantic City a team of subs. And, yeah, I know their fucking weakness, and we're going to expose that this week. And then I'm going to share it with everyone on the podcast next week. I'm going Atlantic City.
I love it. And you know what? It pains me because I did put the Knights in before you guys just took out the Sea Riders. I can't change it. You know what I mean?
No.
The
The betting money should be on New York.
This is actually crazy because this is probably going to be the best game this week. I don't even know what to say. Like, you guys have been hot. You guys are probably the hottest team in U3 right now, and the Knights probably right behind you. So this is going to be such a good game. I actually can't wait for it. But I'm going to pick the Knights.
That's fine. I expected that.
I'm gonna throw a little fire under it.
That's the betting. But Adam, I don't know if Adam listens to the podcast. Adam, I am talking directly to you. If you're not Adam, you don't need to listen to this part. Adam, fuck you. You know that? I'm coming for you. Call us a team of subs.
Got him.
You done given the material with which to build upon. And it's coming for you. I have what I posted about Honolulu and banter could be so much worse if I posted about New York. But just you wait. Your team has a weakness and you don't know it, Adam, because you are fairly new to the league. I've been around. I know Beef, not as much, but I know Wrath. I know Demo. Don't think that we won't have the exact strategy to beat you guys. It's coming this week, baby.
Yes, sir.
Takes us to our next game. We've got Anomaly and Palm Beach against Punchable Liam and Rutland. I've picked Rutland so much, and it's not clicking consistently. I do think it will at some point, but I don't know that it's this week. Palm Beach is going to take the dub.
Yeah, I don't have to say too much. I don't think, obviously, we haven't seen them play this week. I just don't think Rutland has played to their potential. I got Palm Beach as well.
Absolutely. Chicago versus Phoenix. I said I was picking Doggo until they lost. Well, they've lost, but I'm still picking Phoenix.
I still have to pick Phoenix here, too. I think they're the better team here.
Big time. Speaking of better team, we've got Fayetteville versus Las Vegas. I want Las Vegas to do better, but it's not happening in week 7, Fayetteville.
Yeah, they kept it close with the White Sharks. Like I said, I don't think that was a skill level. I think that was a personal level, that game. Fayetteville, big sweep this week. I got Fayetteville going again here against Las Vegas.
Big time. Next matchup is RLC versus Honolulu. Smurfy has been playing out of his mind the past couple weeks. Absolutely love what I've seen there, but I'm looking for a rebound game from Honolulu here. They did not expect to lose week 6, let alone lose 3-1. And honestly, they played very well. Jay had a very strong defensive game. I look for Honolulu to sweep RLC in week 7.
Yeah, so I'm the opposite here. I think I'm pretty sure I put this in before Honolulu left or lost to you guys. I have Austin RLC going here. I just think that squad versus squad RLC could be better. Honolulu, I feel like, is another team that's not playing to their potential of what they could be. So we'll see. I got RLC upset alert here for this game. Hopefully they could field a fucking goddamn full roster this week for me, please.
It ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna get the sweep prediction correct because they probably
they're gonna forfeit.
But no, I all respect to it. I love Matty Ice, and Smurfy as a player recently has just blown my mind. I absolutely love it. So I hope it's competitive, but until RLC does it in back-to-back weeks, I can't do it. Our last notable matchup here, Memphis versus Monterey. Memphis has the talent to hand them their first loss, but I don't think they're going to be able to do it. I've got Monterey.
I don't either. I don't know if I've said it live on the air yet, but Monterey has been my favorite team this season so far. They're the last unbeaten at 6-0. I think they go 7-0 here too. Monterey. I know playoff T-Mac was scary. Season 5 regular season T-Mac is fucking getting out of hand now. Nobody can stop him at this point. I was one of them that was talking shit in the beginning of the season. I put him 19th in the power rankings. I wanted him 20th, but Max and Wolf said no. I put him 19th. I'm like, okay. Holy shit! Did they shut me? They shut me up. So.
Yeah, absolutely. That enough said. I mean, that's just see what happens on the pitch. Our final matchup of week 7, Houston versus Colorado. I don't know when Killer B is going to play, so I cannot in good faith pick Colorado. And I also think Boomer's going to figure it out this week, and Galaxy's going to catch a dub.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Colorado does put Killer B on the field this time. I got Colorado over you, Boomer.
See, that's what the Colorado games are just going to become. It's Killer B watch. Does he play?
Yeah,
does he not play? If they play, they're probably going to win. If he doesn't play, they're going to lose. There's no probably there. So who knows? Kaipo, I love you, but you're not Killer B. And here we are, standings wise. The standings are not. Go ahead.
We killed the duo podcast this week.
We absolutely did. Rocket League news: G2 still on top. Go next. Deal with it, Panda. I don't know what to tell you. Every week I gotta watch Panda talk shit in chat about G2. Pfft, what can you say?
Yeah.
On top. Dubs. Dubs equal dubs. And if you don't like it, get the fuck out. Sorry about it. I cussed a lot this week, and I apologize for that.
I don't.
But it's late. I miss Shade. It hurts my heart. Pitch is sick. There's all kinds of things going on. The world is crazy, but We got Rocket League. We've got you 3.
You 3.
And we got the Back Post Podcast.
Yes, sir. Bacon, thank you for sticking. You're the most dedicated this week.
Hey, that's
We
had to get it in.
Thank you, YJ, coming in for the interview for going through some shit. So
absolutely appreciate y'all listening this week, and we
always,
will catch you
fuck
next
you,
week.
Smurfy.
Oh
Wait,
yeah,
what?
fuck you, Smurfy. Hi, Smurfy. But fuck you, buddy. So, all right, we'll catch you guys next week.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Go blow your nose, pitch.
Dude, I can't breathe, dude.